Hey there, team. I am, as I said last time, deeply addicted to this game now, and I need to see where it goes. I need to find a way to. I need to find a way to understand it better. But I wake up and all I think of is, oh, I want to play more blueprints. And it feels wrong of me to play it at all without streaming it for you guys so that you can see at least a little bit of what I'm doing. I don't know why I said at least a little bit. You're seeing everything. Um, it is 9:30 in the morning, which is not that early, but it is the perfect time for me to begin streaming blueprints again to discover more secrets. Last time let's even check. We're going to start up a new day, and then we'll recollect on the previous day for a few minutes before we jump into some new excitement. Um, First of all, I hope you're all having a wonderful day on this lovely Thursday morning. For some of you, it may be a different time of day, but for me, it is Thursday morning. I am very excited to spend at least a little while on this. Everyone else is still asleep, so I have a little bit of time solo. Um, to get started again. But before we do, oh my gosh, all these bonuses I got yesterday. I think I was supposed to get two. I got the apple orchard and a different one. Oh, 90 is definitely 40 more than I had last time. All right, anyway, let me quickly, I think it was house history. So the last 2 or so days that we did. Oh, we were on day 8. So day 7 was pretty big. We had a lot of improvements there. I think I got into the garage. This is not the perfect one. This is not. Day 7 was decent. We discovered the foundation for the first time. That was very cool. I'm excited to have it being here. I heard from a friend that his was almost all the way in the very back of the house, which to me means I got incredibly lucky and have it close to the entrance. So I'll be able to make use of it. I don't know how to get the elevator to work just yet, but that's something I'm keeping an eye out for. That is something I'm doing everything I can to try and figure out exactly how to make use of it. Um, but who knows? Who knows? All right. Anyway, day 8. Day 8 was crazy. We did get the dark room, which I was hoping would not be terrible, and we immediately got the furnace with my random guess, which caused me to get the gym, the weight room, the chapel, and the maid's chamber, because the furnace it says it increases the likelihood of red rooms. It almost guarantees them. Like there is a red room in almost every log, in almost every draft. It is quite something. But I managed to excavate 20 dig spots in this one. There were so many dig spots. I got, I think, 5 in the root cellar, 2 in the foundation, another 2 or 3 in the courtyard. There was a whole lot of them, and I was really lucky to get so much out of it. I'm really excited to see what else we can manage today. I think the previous day, the biggest thing we actually got was near the end. We unlocked the pump room, which allowed me to drain the pool, which had like 20 gold in it, which was pretty sick. And we also drained the aquarium, but there was no real upside to that. I just did it just to find out. And then the other thing we drained was the fountain in the front of the house. Oh my gosh. And discovered that there's a door down there called the bottom of the well, but it's the basement door. And I have never received the basement door key. I did have the special secret garden key, but I only just recently learned, and that was my mistake for not making a better use of it. I think I got the secret garden key the previous day from the music room. Um, but I learned that the right side of the house has a better garden structure, whereas the left side of the house is kind of not as good. There are a couple spots. I know that this spot where the observatory is right now is a barren spot. I don't exactly know what that means. There's only one. It could mean something as simple as nothing grows here, or it could be something special because it's a big X. I don't know. My brain always goes X marks the spot, but that's you know that's the ADHD. Uh, anyway, um, I'm ready to get another day started. We're gonna probably make our way roughly towards the foundation, but I'm not gonna be too speedy. We're gonna probably spend a second going to the outer entrance room first, and then maybe the apple orchard to see if we need to turn that switch again. I'm actually going to hold off on going to the apple orchard to get the switch just because I think I need to find another switch, a different switch. All right, trading post. I have no items to trade. Special floor plans now cost steps instead of this. See, with 90 steps, this almost feels worth it. But then what are the gems going to get used for? You know? As far as I know, that's the only purpose for gems. And I don't know how much it's going to be. What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to add schoolhouse to add those classrooms because I've never gotten a classroom before. And as far as I know, I'm going to start with at least, you know, 70 every day. Does that say Herbie? It does. Whoa, he was homeschooled or at least taught on the property. How interesting. So Herbie, as we know, which is something I started calling him before I even heard of the nickname, was Herbert S. Sinclair as a child. Some documents here. All right. For the last 38 years, it has been my pleasure of serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility. As meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of Reddington's history go. I first wish to thank Lady Epson, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention in my classes those many years ago, but for all the fundraising she has done on behalf of our community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision, a vision that I dared not even dream. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson. Oh, Mrs. Peterson, she checked out the blue swimbird multiple times. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal and my reluctant successor, who I might add forced me to give this speech. So I think I'll end my praise of her there, though she deserves much more, I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following in your father's footsteps in building Reddington yet another school, and for also allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March, a decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. And lastly, I wish to thank all my students, many of you here today whom I have not seen in years, those faces I still remember as young and manners wild, those here whose parents before them I have also taught, and whose children I may yet, without you, without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace. And yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me, and if I am still standing in 8 months, I will see you all at the slightly less melancholic ribbon-cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end? Remember to give Mrs. Peterson her gift. Her gift, you say? I wonder if the book is Swimbird, but Mrs. Peterson, read Swimbird multiple times, it seems. Hi, Besitos. Besitos is my cat. She's one of my 2 little babies. What's this? You're kidding. Oh, I love how I started this with saying, I'm gonna I'm gonna hold off on going to the apple orchard. No, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm running it right now. Oh, actually, it looks like the other one's already ignited. Before I leave, I just want to double check. Oh, is that a coin? Nope. This is insane. Okay. I am so jazzed for what I'm about to discover. Alright. I have no idea what is coming, but I'm so excited. So excited. There's all kinds of goodies down there. There's so many things beneath the house that I don't think I even processed at the time. Oh, don't tell me it's nothing. Don't tell me I get nothing out of this yet. Oh no. Is this also a puzzle? Can I like touch it? I'm sitting here like, how do I even ignite these? Okay, I kind of expected to just like walk up here and have something happen. It seems that that was a bit rash. Wow, well then what's the next step? Are there two more? I'm like looking for more pipes because there's only a pipe here and a pipe here, but I can't. Like if there was pipes here and here, maybe I would feel like you could light these. But there's all these too. Like what are all these? Hmm. I'm like I don't know if those being turned are going to be permanent because that first one seems to be permanent. But we'll see. We will see. Yay, my allowance. Okay. I think I'm going to start right this time. I didn't order anything in the library just yet. So I'm going to hold off temporarily. We're going to do the den just to get ourselves a gem. Early gem. Check around. Nothing on any of the tables. There's that chess piece again. All right, we're going to go to the corner. Wow, look at us. I'm going to hold off because I know I can just get this from the Nook. And I don't think this is the best corner for it because it could have, I think, 3 doors, unless I'm mistaken. I could also just be wrong. Maybe, I want to know if I get another library. Can I guarantee a follow-up library? This is me being a little reckless. This is me admittedly being a little bit reckless. I'm going to do drafting. Pump system user manual. I think I did a pretty good job with the pump system. So we're going to do this one. Drafting Strategy Architectural Digest Volume 3. There's probably some new stuff up there, but if I recall, I need a magnifying glass to really see it. So I'm going to hold off for now. I haven't done the wine cellar, so let's do the wine cellar. Quickly, we're going to look up. A short staircase leads down to this below-ground cellar, revealing an impressive collection of bottles from every respectable vintage for the last 200 years. To the seasoned wine aficionado, the labels displayed here would indicate a preference for prioritizing extravagance and rarity over quality. Interesting. This is both of their crests. So this is Sinclair and Epson's crest. I wonder if there's significance to this. And I wonder, I can't help but think, like, are these the gems? Are these the missing gems from the museum? But I'm like, their their significance as nothing more than a currency for me to use for this game does kind of, I don't know. It does kind of do something for how it all works. I'd really like the foundation to be more useful than this. Oof. I could do parlor and just get 2 gems from it. Or I could do chapel. I'm going to do chapel. I'm not super jazzed about having to use chapel this early. But I think it'll prove worth it. I shouldn't have stepped in here though. I think that was the one piece of this play. Oh shoot. Trunk. I didn't even notice that. I walked right past it. Alright. I think I'm okay with using spare room here because that lets me hang on to corridor for later. Let me do this door too. What do we get? What do we get? Quick and easy hallway. Oh shoot. I don't know this as a fact, but I want to believe. Oh shucks. There's a code. I'm gonna guess it. I remember there being a code in the, I think it was the meeting room. I'm kind of just, okay. I thought it was 9083, but it's not. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look around a little bit more for that. I imagine that's somewhere, and I just do not have it currently. Let me double check that it's not in here. Starting on Monday. Okay. So yeah, the room's currently active. I don't remember if there's anything special here besides those meeting notes. But I'm gonna check all of them. Staff services. Shovel. Shovel and metal detector are like the 2 that I really wish I had every single time. Oh wait, there is some new ones that I want to quickly see. Oh wow, I almost got all these. Gems are valuable resource used by architects to draft special floor plans. Experiment. From the terminal located in the laboratory, scientists and technicians can create an experimental house feature by selecting a trigger and an effect. This experimental feature will last until the end of the day. I assume I already have a house, yeah. The estate's boiler room is known as a power source because it provides steam power to various rooms in the house. Steam power is conveyed room to room via ducts that run across the ceiling, and power can be transported across great distances as long as you continue to string together rooms that contain power ducts. Interesting. This is so in-depth. There are a number of data disks that can be found on the estate that contain potential room upgrades that were planned but never executed by the Baron. How fancy. Okay. Oh, I want more upgrade discs. As soon as I saw this room, I was like, I wonder if I get a new disc. That's Mary. I'm fairly certain that this is her. This is our missing Mary on his desk. This is also the first time we've seen a picture of the mountain, where it actually does have the top of the mountain. This mountain structure is very, very peculiar. But, you know, I don't make the rules. I'm not Mother Nature here. All right. Here's a classroom, our first one. While drafting in a classroom, you may draw new floor plans one time for each draft room in your house. And they cost gems. Interesting. Grade 1. Oh gosh, are we going to go up in grade? Oh, that's going to be crazy. Color worksheet. Fill in each object below with its correct color. Benny. I think Benny was one of the names of the people who work here, but it looks like they may have spelled it wrong, unless that's how you spell it. Oh, it's Denny. I'm mixing it up. Sorry, I pulled up my notes. Benny. I'm trying to think if we've seen a Benny before. I don't think we have. Just gonna say really quick. Oh, it looks like a mountain. I mean, I was gonna say maybe that's a crown, in which case blueprints reference. Fill in each object with its correct color. I think the flags are weird, because how am I supposed to know? I mean, maybe the kids know. Blueprint, easy. Grapes, broccoli. Gecko, I would say I'm not sure. Fire hydrant, totally. Water, blue. Pumpkin, orange. Banana, yellow. Thing, red. Your favorite color is red. Did we get a purple? We did. Did we get a green? We did. One green. And then a couple blues. All right, Benny. All right, Benny. Colors. Blue, green, yellow, violet, red, and orange. Interesting. Now here's the empty one. I won't lie that this one here and this one, like, I'm curious, is Benny our red prince? But I don't, the thing is, I don't see why that matters. I don't see why Benny's preference of color makes any sort of difference. There's a lot of them. Okay, wait, let's look around some more. A lot of Caleb. You must really like red. Okay. I don't know who Caleb's mom is. Gonna write Caleb really likes red. The thing that catches me, like this kid likes red, but this kid liked red so much that they just chose not to write in any of the other colors at all, which does give red prints, because they even mention in the red prints that the kid was so infatuated with the color red that they didn't even want to look at other colors. Um, so I'm immediately drawn to that when I think about it. B minus. Everyone's favorite color is red. That one, the D looks a little unsure. Freddy. I wonder what the significance is of this one. Like, favorite color is red. But they kind of, with the gecko, you have to kind of guess. The only thing, I mean, the blueprint should be blue. It's blueprint. Anyway, give me just a second. I'm going to go let the cat out of the other room. It looks like everyone's done eating. Hi, Nimbus. The other kitty has arrived. All right, we're going to keep at it. I think I might even be able to, sorry if I keep bumping the mic. I might even be able to kind of set this here. It's a little bit less in the way. I say a little bit because it is definitely still in the way, but it's not horribly so. All right. Next time I'll have to get like a little pedestal for it. All right, so this kid also likes red. A lot of the kids in here consider red to be their favorite color. Every single person said they liked it. So I also think the score is important. So if we think back to the first one, each color is only used twice. So in other words, the flag is not blue. Because, the flag is not blue, and I imagine the lizard or the gecko or whatever it is also not blue. I imagine this is going to be green because it's the only one that gets used twice. Blue could be the pond and the blueprint for obvious reasons. Pumpkin is orange. Banana is yellow. Fire hydrant and the trolley, that's not what it's called, the little cart, are red. Grapes is purple. Okay. So we got 1 wrong, 2 wrong, 3 wrong. I don't know. The mountain one I have actually never seen before. Sorry. I don't think this is green either. The flags are hard because I don't think I've seen the flags before, unless they're in this room and I just didn't. Classroom puzzle. Can you find the difference? Also, once again, this is my current spot. It even shows the antechamber up there. Can you find the difference? I mean, they're completely different pictures. Anyway, let's keep looking. I wanna do some process of elimination here. No one got a perfect score, so we can't glean that. Interesting. So which ones are wrong in this? And do they just get swapped? I guess they have to just get swapped. I think orange and yellow are the wrong ones. I don't know. I feel like it's a good guess. 2 out of 12. So, okay, so these two. This one isn't super helpful. In other words, none of those are red, right? None of the flags are red, which I think we've grasped already. Oh, one last thing. Give me 1 second, guys. Alrighty. So it does seem. Sorry for spending so much time in every new room, but I just think it is. It's important to acknowledge when certain things are different and worth taking a second look at. So I think the 3 that you got wrong this time is this one for sure, this one for second sure, and then one of the flags. So in other words, 2 of the flags are correct here. I think this one is orange. Oh, wait, or maybe it's this one that's green. Maybe both of these. And then this one isn't yellow. No, because one of the flags has to be yellow. Let me do some of my own mental, right? So I'm gonna write this down just because it's sort of a silly thing, but I want to write it down anyway because I think it'll help me. So our colors are blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple. Blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple. All right, so it's pretty clear that the grape, I'm just going to put tallies. So 1 grape is obviously a purple. I'm just kind of looking around, not doing these in any particular order. 1 grape, definitely a purple. Fire hydrant and trolley are definitely two reds, so that's all the reds. The blue is definitely the pond and the blueprint, so those are pretty taken. Green is the broccoli. Yellow is the banana. And orange is the pumpkin, which does, in fact, leave only a few colors for us to pick. I think it's pretty fair. I don't know if anybody gets the gecko correct. Let me see. I don't think anyone gets the gecko fully correct. Oh, actually? So this one's wrong. Obviously, gecko's not red. I think gecko is either orange or green. So as an example, this one, the ones that are incorrect are the blueprint, the guy, and one of the flags. But which flag is wrong? Because these are all three of the colors that I would expect it to be. My gut wants to say green because the gecko should be green. The lizard should be green. Which would mean one flag is purple. The flag colors are purple, yellow, and orange. I think is the fairest way to do it. Purple, yellow, orange. I think these are all correct, but I think they're in the wrong order. So the only two that are wrong are the two that are probably switched. Let me see if I can look at the flags and the other kids. 2 out of 12. So again, none of them are red. That was an easy one. Each color is only used twice. 10 out of 12. So this one's only missing 2. And one of them is clearly this one, which would be green. And then that one. So wait, orange and purple are... That means orange and purple are correct. There we go. There we go. Let's triple check it one more time. Bottom one purple. So it's these two. Okay, so just to, I think learning which ones the flags are is the most important part of this, right? So I'm just going to draw the little symbol on it. Yellow. Maybe I do. So yellow flag is the little mountain. Boop, 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 boop. Little mountain. Orange is the hourglass. And then I don't know what to call that other than a V, but it's kind of a check mark. All right, I will actually be right back. I do need to use the bathroom. Be right back, folks. Give me 1 second. All right, after that short break, we are back. Um, let's continue our adventure into the blueprints. So what I'm thinking, very quiet in here, is that we'll need this in one of the later classrooms. So I'm glad that I took some time to mess with it now, because I think that that is going to be helpful to us later. Anyway, ooh, I can redraw 3 times. That's pretty cool. Ooh. I'm going to do nursery because it's such a good one right for the early. Interesting. I'm like, oh, how did I never notice that it's tap to sprint? My ass has been holding it this whole time. That's fine. Not a big deal. Thank you for the gem. 4. That is what, if I find an observatory today, that is the number we will get. Didn't even want to look at the sky. This is an interesting one, right? Stop sign. This one. The flags are red. See? Alright. Be back to this spot later. Alright, so for now we're gonna do spare room and see what we turn up. Sure. Let's do bedroom. See, I think a salt shaker early would be helpful. But if you don't get a salt shaker early, it doesn't really serve it doesn't really serve a real purpose. Because what you want, there's almost always 2 dig spots in here. They just have really low chance of actually being anything. Well, I guess it's got to be the pantry because we have once again segmented ourselves off a little bit. All good. Anything else? The greenhouse. I'm gonna do the greenhouse because I think I can see other doors. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, look at me. Look at me doing everything wrong. But, like, at least I get to see this room. I think I just ended the run. Side note, there's clearly a door here. This is where the broken lever goes. In the greenhouse. Oh, shoot. This is the first time I've ever gotten the greenhouse. There's a whole bunch of dig spots everywhere. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. So many gems. Page, music 5. Trees found inside will never shade the gems that shine in night and rain. The clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coins, so toss away. These sheets you find a worthy trade. Sheets. This is page 5 and sheets. So far I have words on the sheets. It's going to be like a message, which is going to be super annoying because that means I need to read them all again. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, I just found a ton of gems in a room that is likely going to be the end of my run because I don't see a way out of here. I kept getting poor rooms. I think nursery was where I had a chance to bring it somewhere else, and I just failed. That's totally fine. I mean, it's a little bit of a bummer because I have so many steps. I have so many steps left. But I think today was a good learning day in terms of grasping some knowledge. I feel a little bit let down that I didn't make the classroom turn into a whole thing. But that's okay. We're going to just call it. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Architect's cottage, very small, in the middle of being constructed. Yeah, today was a small day, one of our smallest, but it happens. This happens. We're gonna focus on the next day. The first thing I do want to see when we start is going to be whether or not those two torches or those two braziers get to stay on. Because the other one stayed on from the previous day, the one from the orchard. They are still on, both of them. So that means I don't necessarily have to draw the schoolyard again. Excuse me. And like I expected, I only have 70 today, which is still a lot, but 90 was an absurd number. I'm a little sad. I wonder if the birds being in a certain bird feeder translates to something as well. Hello, birdies. Because there's a lot of bird feeders. It could just be immersion. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Hovel. Tool shed. I really just the tool shed is just so hard to pass up because it almost guarantees a shovel, which your girl needs more shovel. Some people need more cowbell. Some people just need more shovel. And I am the latter. All right, let us keep moving. That shovel is going to be incredibly helpful, I can only assume. So let's keep it going. I think I really like hitting that spot right at the beginning of the day because it can kind of color my whole day. All right, my allowance. I'm going to start left today. Interesting. I'm going to do storeroom. Heck yeah. Nice. 12 goodies to start the day off. I always get the feeling there's something... Where's the crowbar then? I knew it. I knew it. I knew you were in here. Oh, you poor thing. Poor little swim bird. You should just do what feels right, my friend. Use your heart. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Because no one else knows you the way that you know you. But it is so sad to hear your little story. Alright. It's the storeroom. So I'm going to attempt to go left with this room so that I don't interact with the foundation. We're going to do parlor just because it's the only one going left. Look around. I have found a coin purse here before. So now that I've seen that, I know that even in rooms where I've been to before, I can't expect the layout to be the same every single time. Or not the layout, but like, I can't expect empty shelves to stay empty every single time. The gems are in the white box. Statements with the word white are always true. Interesting. Statements on the white box is true. Statements with the word white are always true. See, the thing is, that would make all three of them true. So this has to be false. Is this the first time I mess up? I'm going a little quickly. Nope. I'm at 9 out of 9 now. I forget how many times I've succeeded in the parlor, but it's been every time. Not reading Nook here. I'm gonna get the spare room done early. Because spare room is trash. Spare room is trash. Let me look around. A spare room. An unfurnished, and otherwise unremarkable empty room. If there had at some point been plans for this spare room, it would seem those designs are now long forgotten. I feel like I've drawn the chapel so often. Let's do West Wing Hall, because that lets us at least peek into this corner. Let me read this again. Out of respect for the late... Sorry. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask that staff members refrain from drafting them during this period of mourning. Likewise, any may draft Alright. I mean, the guest bedroom's a good pull here. My brain wants to try lavatory just to get it to not only to not appear again, but I like getting the guest bedroom after I have a nursery. So we're gonna do lavatory so that it doesn't come up anymore. Okay. Can't do anything here. I did waste two steps coming in here, but you know, maybe I'll learn that for the future. Alright, here's the chapel. I'm going to refrain from going in there just yet, because I don't like the chapel very much. Taking my money is one of the things that I would actually like to keep the most. Observatory, great one. I think I should do observatory, because any bonus is a good bonus. Interestingly, it's moved the last couple times I've entered this room, but in addition to it moving, it is always pointing towards where it needs to be. I'm just curious if there's like anything else I need to get to. Look at that. Diamondus Minor. Diamondus Minor. Fantastic! That means I get a free diamond. I'll take it. Or, you know, I get a free gem. Whatever that gem is. Commissary, of which I don't have... I mean, I have money. Interestingly, all of these rooms cut me off from the foundation, which isn't really what I wanted. I'm gonna do the bedroom. Nothing in here today. That must be it. At least it looks very, very similar to it. I haven't seen the picture in quite a while, but... Oh, you didn't. You're not. Oh, you're not forcing me. Oh, you're not forcing me down there, are you? Shoot. Okay, we're gonna do a pantry. Just for the money. And the banana. And then let's see what we can, you know, removed from the draft pool here. Closet. That was a good pull. That was a good pull. I will take these two. It's the silver key. Interesting. I actually want to use the silver key as soon as I have keys. I want to use a couple. I want to get a couple more keys because I'm a little bit concerned that it's going to take me to the Great Hall. All right. Well, I am stuck now, officially. I have to go to the chapel. Ooh, look at me walking into the wrong room. Oops, that's gonna cost me. Alrighty, so we're stepping in here. Not horrible just yet. I doubt there's any spots to dig in here. I would like to go in one, at least. Every time I've gotten the reading nook, it's a bad pull. Passageway's like okay. Interesting, the garage. The den's a decent pull here, but so is the boudoir. Alright, we know this one. It's the first one we ever figured out. It's my birthday! Yay! Crazy. I want to read this note again. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marion's disappearance. Marion, so they call her Marion, from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life. All that you can do is think of your name. So is she my sister? My niece. So that would be my... that's kind of what I was thinking the first time I read this. I think this is my sister. Having never had a family name nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices that she did. But for the love of God, do not by that same display of weakness clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies, and I will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year. Daniel. There is a family tree I took a quick picture of. I don't know if I got the right picture. Let's see. Yeah, there's no Daniel in here. That's okay. All that means is it's not a complete family tree. Alright, now let's see if we can go this way and avoid ever touching the chapel again. Man, this reading nook just wants to be wasted. Just wants to be totally wasted. Getting some pretty poor draws this round. Not getting any of the things I want. I've gotten the reading nook, and every single time that it's come up, it has been pointing towards a dead end. And that bums me out because the reading nook is a decent passageway. It's a decent path forward, but it's not useful to me in its current state. Gonna do reading nook. Finally. So we'll always draw the library after this. Ooh, sadly I can't use it. Gonna have to do courtyard, which is kind of fine because there's probably going to be dig spots here. But Unless I find turnip. It's decent. Oh my gosh. A sledgehammer. Okay, cool. Just drank water and yet my throat is still dry. That happens. It's not my favorite then, but it happens. Is that all the dig spots? It does in fact look to be. I'm gonna do den because it doesn't cost any gems and I net a gem, which is always good. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I would have never guessed. It's right behind the wall. Holy shit, guys. I just, without even realizing it, just made an incredible revelation. Okay. Kind of no matter what, I have to make it there, right? I have to. I have a key card. Holy shit, I have a key card. Is there anything in here that I need to do? I don't think so. There's nothing I can like unlock. Let me do this one first. Oh god, I'm so scared. Please, please be a good situation. I did it. And I can get the library. This isn't a very good use of the library though. I'm gonna do laboratory because I feel like the house features, earlier you get it, the better. I'm so excited about what's going to be in that next room. Holy crap. Still so much going on with the periodic tables here that I'm just going to ignore. Experiment setup. In the laboratory, you are free to do an experiment. Here, let's see. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door, which I just did, so the odds of it happening again are probably lower. I just thought about it. Security room, I should go in lower security and then change the thing. On the driveway, gain a star. It's only really 1 and 3 that I like. I'm gonna go for this one. This is a good one. I can't see how many I have. Gain a star. That's all I can think of right now. They're not amazing, but they are something. I wonder what the benefits to pausing the experiment are. Right, we're going to quickly poke our head back in here just so I can do the thing that I should have done immediately, which is to make the keycard system easier. You know what I didn't even think of? I have a keycard, so I could have just increased the likelihood of it and then caused it so every time I bypass a keycard door, see, you know, these are things that I think of after the fact, and I goofed. That's okay. Anyway, seeing as I did not pick that, then again, if I set it to high, there's no real reason that I would struggle because I have a keycard, which would means if there's more of them, I'm not using keys. I'm using the key card, and I don't need to get more key cards. Change the offline mode. I will always set this to unlocked because you never know when something will happen. I don't want it to lock when the power isn't working. All right. I'm terrified, but let's check it out. Oh, I forget we also get 2 dig spots in here. A key. Just a regular old key. Never bad, never bad. Anything else? No. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, I'm so scared. Where are we going? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh, I see an upgrade disc. Don't tell me that's going to be another basement key. Ugh. This is the basement door. Oh, that was it? It unlocked an elevator, but I think it might have been that elevator that we were already on. I'm not sure. Oh, that did so much less than I really wanted it to. Oh, darn. Okay, well, we're back on our journey with Kimberly Thompson. There was no scientist, right? I don't think so. This is our only way forward. Remember, are we on the edge of the house? We are, so I don't want to use the special key just yet. I'm gonna do dining room. Always good to have a dining room. Can I get East Wing Hall again? No. I don't know what I would get at Commissary, but I'll use it. You're selling upgrade discs? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, that hurts. That stings. Okay. Let's use our special key. This one seems very much double-edged. Oh, I wonder if it's just like it guarantees rooms that have as many doors as possible, which oddly enough is not this one. I'm going to do Chamber of Mirrors because I've never done it. But I'm a little scared to go in, so give me a second. Experiment successful. Gain 1 key for every hallway in your house. For every 2 hallways in your house. Of which I currently have only 3, so I get 1 key. important to keep at least one gem. I would like some money, though. Well, this room is officially hurting my brain. Am I about to waste a ton of movement in this room? It does kind of look like it. Alright, well. It's what I drew, so we're gonna... Gonna see how it goes. A little bit of food to keep me going. See, I had no idea the Chamber of Mirrors was going to be so bizarre. It has proven to be the end of the run, I think. Because I can't get into any of these other rooms yet. Like that room, unfortunately. This feels like an exploit. I feel like I'm not supposed to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Either way, it doesn't help. Oh, just too far. That's so crazy. That's so crazy that I was able to touch the door. Ugh. Oh, I don't like it. Also, they're not mirrors. Side note, not mirrors. I mean, they're mirrors in the sense that, like, everything in all the corners looks the same. But they're not actually mirrors. They're windows. Dang, I didn't realize that this needed to be, like, a central room in the house. The mirrors are on the roof, it seems. Or at least there's another set of everything, because I'm not in the picture. Bummer. So we got some really, really interesting stuff this time around. I am going to run back to the security room so I can cash in that upgrade disc. I really, really wish I had encountered even one more coin. Even one more coin. Because I could have got another upgrade disc, which would make today worth it. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, that Chamber of Mirrors, this is a dangerous room. This is a very, very dangerous room to pull in. I had no idea the... 4 gems? Dang. I had no idea the cost I was spending. I thought maybe that room had 4 doors that I could easily access, and there was just like a silly little maze in the room, when in fact there is much more. Much more going on. I didn't mean to do this. I forget that I have to use the upgrade disc from here. Let's see what I upgrade. The nursery. Whoa! The nursery is one of the ones I try to pull up every time. What is it? What can I get it to? Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 8 steps. If you have less than 10 steps when you enter this room, set your steps to 20. Indoor nursery. Whenever you draft another green room, 2 gems will sprout in this room. There aren't that many green rooms. I will say 8 is also not a huge buff. Excuse me. I'm going to go for the base nursery. I'm going to keep it the same, but I'm going to boost it. This one is really interesting, but I'm going to keep it this one. I'm just going to make it better. I was hoping for 10, but 8 is still better than not 8, so... I can't believe that. Okay. I mean, there was an upgrade disc down there. The thing about the upgrade discs is it seems pretty consistently that they do not respawn, like in their previous locations if I go there again. they're not there. And so the benefit of going back downstairs without the basement key is definitely not worth the trouble. I wonder if I can like see the what's it called? The bottom of the well from here. First of all, no. Second of all, make a wish. I wonder if that like does anything. Very, very interesting. Shoot. There's one thing I want to maybe take a picture of. And I think it was over here. There's also so many of these exterior doors. I'm like, where do you lead? What purpose do you serve? So many outer doors. There's like so much to this. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the sundial. It was just noon a moment ago. Interestingly, you normally wouldn't put a sundial in a location like this with so much shade. April 10th, 1992 to blank. Robert Nogila. I don't know what barren ground means, but probably bad. I thought there was something in here, right? Is it just this? I think it is just this. Alright. I thought there was something else, but I maybe was just fantasizing about there being a hidden secret that there is not. Oh my gosh, there's a swim bird in there. Was there always a swim bird in there and I just didn't notice? Because oh my goodness, there's a swim bird in there. Oh, I'm dead. All right, folks. I'm going to call it a day yet again. This is just how it works here. Give me a second. I will decide whether I'm going to play another day in just a moment. All right, I just checked in with my boyfriend, and it seems that I have a little bit more time before he and I switch over to Minecraft. Um, so let's do one more day. Knowing me, this will be the longest day that we actually do, because that's just how things work for me. All right. So yesterday was a little bit not I wouldn't say fruitless, but not as fruitful as I would have wanted, or as I would choose for myself. There we go. This is a little bit comfier a position for me anyway. Yeah, okay. I don't know what to be concerned about here. Let's quickly let me adjust this so it's a little bit closer to my mouth. Hopefully the angle is nice and easy for you guys. I'm just gonna adjust it teensy bit more. Fantastic. Does it show up on the camera? Oh my gosh, it does. Just a teeny bit. Look at there. There you are. There's the little microphone that exists in the universe where you can hear me. Yeah. All right. So we are moving down the west path. Am I too close? It got a little red for a second. Sorry. We are going to check here again. I think shelter is always a really solid one. I've never traded anything at the trading post. And root cellar's one of those ones where I'm like, if I don't get a shovel, this loses all of its worth. So we're going to do shelter. It's been a minute since I did the shelter. Oh shoot, I did the thing where I don't know what time it is. Gonna start by checking what time it is. Arbitrary time is 3, 6, 9, so it's 8 something. Looks like 8 something. 8 a.m., 8:15. So what we're going to do is go for 10 o'clock. And it will be open until 2. And I'll just keep an eye on all the clocks that I spot. We're going to do 11 o'clock, just to be extra safe. Oh gosh, what's the date? Really quick, what day is it? This I can figure out just by looking, right? So it's day 11. We started on the 7th, so 11 plus 7 is 18. It's the 18th. Set unlock date. Going to do November 18th at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. All right. And then I can only assume radiation is low right now. Alrighty. And then I'm protected from the next 3 red rooms that we get. Alright, so the next 3 red rooms are going to be unable to damage me. I feel like I always wind up drawing these 2 somewhere in this entry hallway. I really don't want to do these options, but it does kind of feel like I'm sucked into it a little bit. But this room equips me fairly well. Hey there, Swimbird. My boy. Let's do it straight away. Get the spare room out of here. Again, one of my least favorite rooms, but it always comes up. Just a bedroom this time. No goodies for me this time in the bedroom. Too bad. Den, not a terrible draw here. I'm gonna do den because it gives one instead of takes one. Takes one to no one, they say. Okay. So far, so serendipitous. Gosh, the closet has been drawn almost every single time. All these rooms are dead ends, so we might as well get the closet. What do we get? Pretty basic stuff, but I will take it. Anything is better than nothing. So what I'm curious about the what's it called? So what I'm curious about the shelter is, does it just prevent the first 3 times I enter this room, or is it this room is disabled? Guess we'll find out. I'm gonna just treat this room as a normal hallway for now. Gonna go right. Just like usual, I'm not going to do anything particularly crazy here. I am going to... I am gonna get my library, I think. I'm gonna do both doors just on the off chance. Garage is a pretty good pull here. I'm gonna do garage because 3 keys is peak. Doesn't have power, but I don't really need to get outside right now. Was it? This is the one where Kristoff, yeah, Mrs. Babbage. This room is sheltered, which is great for me. Alright, and then the library is definitely on this list. And I'm fine with pulling it today. This seems like a good time for the library. And here's my book. Kimberly Thompson. I'm forgetting who that is. Kimberly Thompson. Kimberly Thompson. I've heard that name before. But I'm not remembering exactly where it's from. Volume 3, Drafting Strategy, June issue, Contents, Features, The Potential Within by the editor. Gems, gems, gems. Gems, strategies, and tips. 6 are planning your house, estate layout and drafting. Top drafting combos, 5 combos you won't want to miss. Making a connection, estate connectivity. Tips and tricks, suggestions for success, and word from the editor. This is a big one. Oh, this is a pretty big one. It's not going to be... Okay, we're not getting everything, right? Are we? No, we're not getting... Oh, we are getting everything. Okay. We're getting all the ones that are listed here. The potential within. We all start as an empty floor plan. To the ambitious young architect, a fresh blueprint represents a world of boundless possibilities. When you are staring at a blank canvas, you have unlimited potential and ideas to explore. But with an abundance of options at your disposal, the architect can also become overwhelmed by the countless choices and decisions that need to be made. Should I draft a hallway or a closet? How many bedrooms do I need in my house? Is passageway really worth 2 gems? That's exactly what I was thinking. Every time I pull passageway, I'm like, is this really worth 2 gems? All these questions can compound, adding layers of complexity and stress to the design process. This feels meta. That's why it's even more important to develop simple and effective strategies. That's why you can employ while drafting your house to ensure a successful project outcome. In this volume of Architectural Digest, we aim to provide architects with some of those strategies and even assist them in developing their own. Gems, gems, gems. Every architect needs them. Although many architects employ different strategies when developing their house designs, most of them agree on one guiding principle: have gems while drafting. One of the most common ways architects draft themselves into a corner is by not having the resources they need when opening a new door. If you lack the gems to consider all three presented options, you may be forced to draft a room you don't want to. To avoid this predicament, focus on drafting rooms that grant you gems and prioritize acquiring gems as early in the day as you can. This approach is a surefire way to set yourself up for success. Oh, my bad. Reader submitted gem strategies. Make sure you check for gems in the room you are in before clicking the door. I do this way too much. If you see gems for sale in any of the shops, buy them out. Don't pass up wine cellar even if you're not thirsty. There's no such thing as too many gems. I may have a bit of a problem. Think about saving some gems for emergencies. I try to only spend them if I really, really need a room. I will never draft passageway on the first 5 ranks. It's a simple strat that has served me well. Interesting. I wonder what that means. I wonder what benefit. Planning your house, estate layout, and drafting. When you begin drafting a house, it is important to start each day with a solid foundation. Draft early, ranks first. That's my plan. A very common mistake beginners make is drafting in a straight line north and ignoring the many unopened doors they have left behind in the entrance hall and the rooms of early ranks. I don't do that. I try to get all 3 of them. When these architects reach the higher ranks, they do quickly discover that they do not have enough keys or gems to continue. Their day usually ends by returning to the lower ranks to draft from the doors they skipped, only to find rooms and items that would have made all the difference if they had only been found earlier in the day. As the layout to the right demonstrates, even a path of rooms that snakes through the house and does not go in a straight line can also be structurally weak if you are leaving lots of unopened doors on the ranks behind you. I don't usually do this. By starting each day on a strong foundation of rooms in the early ranks, you will have a much better chance of finding success when you eventually start heading further into the house. Top drafting combos. Another aspect to consider when planning your house is the order in which you draft rooms. For instance, if you draft cloister before terrace, I don't think I've ever gotten cloister. If you draft cloister before terrace, you will be down 3 gems. But if you draft them in reverse order, cloister would be free. Identifying a synergistic pair of floor plans is an essential first step, but determining the optimal order for drafting those rooms will provide you with an additional advantage, significantly improving your chances of success. I've definitely done nursery. Nursery is one I try to get as early as I can, because the bunk room is a great one. Other floor plan combos. Sorry if you guys hear... Okay, you might hear a little bit. There is someone's mowing a lawn outside. So you might hear a teeny bit of noise, but I think my directional mic should make you miss most of it. That being said, if you do pick it up, my apologies. I'll be leading loud and proud this whole time, so hopefully I'll drown it out. A foyer drafted before the Great Hall would mean that all of its many doors would be unlocked. Oh, wow. I've never gotten a foyer, but I've gotten Great Hall, and that one is quite a pickle. Ideally, you do not want to open all 7 doors because that is a lot of keys. Drafting a bunk room after a nursery will give you 10 extra steps because it counts as 2 separate bedrooms. Office. You won't have to backtrack constantly to collect your... I'm sorry. Sticky keys. Hilariously, I've been clicking shift too many times. You won't have to backtrack constantly to collect your gold spread from office if you draft a conference room. Attic. The more items you have, the greater your chances of being able to create a contraption in the workshop. I've also never gotten the attic. That's another one that is new to me. Making a connection. These are some rooms I've just never pulled. And so, like, as an example, I've never pulled cloister, I've never pulled foyer, and I've never pulled attic. So... there's a lot of rooms still in there that we have no idea how to reach. And I assume are just luck of the draw. Making a connection, estate connectivity. 2-pair combos aren't the only form of room synergy. You will find some utility closets in a... Sorry, you will find some floor plans, my brain jumped over to the other line, only work by drafting other specific rooms. These rooms aren't powerful on their own, but can become very useful when their connectivity is eventually discovered. The utility closet is a perfect example of this. It doesn't do anything by itself, but it can literally power up or down other rooms that you have drafted in your house. As an example, the utility closet can function as a garage opener, powers the garage door, and grants west path access. The dark room turns the lights back on after blowing a fuse, and the gymnasium turns lights off to prevent that step loss. Other examples of connectivity are the Ladyship's Chamber. One of the more simple examples, her Ladyship's Chamber, has synergy with Lady Epson's other two rooms, her boudoir and her walk-in closet. I wonder what it is. Oh, sorry. The next time you enter the boudoir, gain 10 steps, and the next time you enter walk-in closet, gain 3 gems. Interesting. And it's not even like when you draft, it is specifically when you go into them. So if you have them already, you can still return to them. The boiler room connects ducts from room to run steam power to specific destinations in the house. The laboratory, the garage, the laundry room, the furnace, and the pump room all have uses for steam power. Speaking of the pump room, this room controls the water level throughout rooms in the estate and can interact directly with the pool, the aquarium, the greenhouse, and the kitchen, and several other features located outside the main house. Tips and tricks. In the kitchen, you can check which course is being served in the dining room that day. This will allow you the opportunity to draft specific rooms that will make the meal even more delicious. Besides counting as 2 bedrooms, the bunk room also counts as 2 rooms. This will indicate the amount of steps granted. This will increase the amount of steps granted by master bedroom, the amount of gold spread by the tomb, both rooms I've never seen before, and the amount of keys found in the servants' quarters, another room I have not seen. I've only gotten the maids' quarters, not the servants' quarters. Each time you solve a puzzle in the billiard room or parlor, the difficulty will increase slightly the next time you draft that room. Interesting. I assumed it was depth. It turns out it is just how many times you draft it. Wow. Oh, I wonder how hard it's going to get. Just because you didn't find any items in a room when you first explored it doesn't mean that it will be the case the next time that you draft it. The day after drafting Freezer, it enters an automated cooldown refreezing cycle during which it cannot be drafted for the next 24 hours. So in other words, can't be drafted again the very next day. Maybe 24 hours is like the moment you draft it, and that's something relevant too. If you are stuck or don't know what to do in a specific room, sometimes it is smart to move on. There are multiple ways to solve many of the challenges that you will come across, and there's a very good chance you will find a piece of information down the road which may help. When in doubt, draft rooms that you have never seen before. I make a habit of it. Even if you do not think the room seems very useful, they may still hold useful clues and information that may help you on your journey. Word from the editor. Although with this volume we've provided our readers with many potential strategies and tricks to try, we here at Architectural Digest hope that aspiring architects know there is truly no set blueprint for success. Forging your own path and coming up with your own unique strategies will, in our humble opinion, always provide the best results. Each architect has his or her own favorite room. Each builder has his or her favorite tool. And thus each player in turn will develop their own style of play and discover their own secrets and tricks that they can share with the world, or keep to themselves. Whatever strategy you employ, we wish you the best of luck drafting and hope you build the house of your dreams. Sick. That was pretty sick. I enjoyed that a lot. I don't really think there's a reason for me to come up here, but I will poke my head up here really quick. Day 11. Red letters. Interesting. The tool shed has become one of my favorites. I've only drafted twice, I think. It's not that I don't want the hovel. I just don't. Oh, the classroom, highest grade 1. See, okay. Ah, that bums me out. I really want to get all the way through because I think it goes all the way to 8th grade, right? 8 classrooms, 8th grade. Speaking of filling out the previous floors, let's go back in since this will be the 3rd time I've entered the chapel. To briefly check the other directions. I've gone a bit far, and I don't want to put myself in a pickle. Oh, see? A nursery would have been huge. It still can be pretty big, but I don't really want it here. That's just the thing. I don't really want it there. So we will hold off for now. See, here's a good spot. I would have liked the nursery here. Instead, I'm going to... Could do parlor here. Commissary's not a terrible play either. We'll do commissary just to see what we got. I see metal detectors and shovels. I'm going to go for metal detector. If I get more money, I'll do the shovel too. I just find that the metal detector is so solid. With buck, but without 10. Price tag? I don't know. Kitchen. Let's do parlor. Get some more gems. Hi, Herbie. The gems are in the black box. I hate the blank ones. The gems are in the box with a statement. So one of them is telling the truth and one of them is lying. Because that one has chosen to abstain, right? So one of them is telling the truth. And one of them is lying. So far, continued perfect score on the parlor. I'm sure I'm gonna miss it eventually. I'm eventually gonna you know, I'm eventually gonna mess it up. Side note: this didn't work for me. Very bad draw. Not an ideal path for me, but that's okay. Let's do some math puzzles. Let's get to start with an 8. Then we have 12 minus 8, which leaves us with 4, times 4 is... Why am I thinking? It's 16. My brain was like 24. I'm like, that's not right. 17 minus 15, so we're at 2, times 20 is 40, divided by 10 is 4. I like these puzzles. Get my brain working. So 10 minus 2 is 8, times 10 is 80, times 1 is still 80, divided by 8 is 10 again. Puzzles. Oh, is that the silver key? The silver key leads to a room with many doors. Okay, so the silver key is probably like the least fancy of the special keys in retrospect. It's cool, and there's stuff. Hi! What's that? Excuse me, folks. Give me just a second. getting close. Alrighty, folks, I am back in action. Sorry about that. Needed to take a brief non-commercial break. Somehow I've missed the foundation today, but we'll maybe make our way back there at some point. It's not omega important. Oh my gosh, the chapel is actually sheltered. So I do not get the negative effects of this room and I think 2 other red rooms, which makes the shelter really awesome because it's saving me money. It is saving me money. That being said, I've kind of cornered myself. I've been trying not to do this and yet it keeps happening. We only have 1 path forward and it could ruin the run if we don't get a good one. The Great Hall, very questionable choice. I think I'm going to do the music room. Ooh. 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 What's this? The prism key. If you unlock a door with the prism key in a green room, hallway, bedroom, red room, or shop, you will draw floor plans of that same color. How weird. How interesting. I like it. I like how rainbow and gay it is. Okay, wait. It was just highlighting the keys. Oh, there's no money in here? Oh, I would have loved money. Alright. And just like that, it's over. Because all I needed was any chamber that goes left. And I unfortunately got none of those chambers. 0 of these chambers actually go the direction I need them to. And it has unfortunately looped back onto itself. I was trying to go up the entire time, and it just kept pushing me back down. This was a short day, but so were all of the days today, it seems. At the very least, I picked Observatory because it lets me get the next progression, which rooms with 4 doors are more common today. Sadly, today is still over. There's no way to fix the mistakes that were made. I wasn't able to make my way into the foundation at all. I really wanted to kind of loop the parlor back around up here, but it didn't let me. When I was in the hallway, I tried to get a forward room and it just didn't happen. Just every single time we pulled something, it just kind of screwed us. That happens sometimes. I am going to see if I can toss another coin to my Witcher really quick. And yeah, bummer. Big bummer. The shelter, very cool. Learned a little bit about how the shelter works and how I can take advantage of it, you know, protecting me from those red rooms, which have always been a pain. And hopefully, let's see. I can. I wonder if this does anything. I should have started doing this like earlier in the day when I get my allowance, maybe. But I like don't know. I don't know what it does. Because you could flip a coin in, but also I can drain the fountain. So like maybe that's part of it. Are you sure you want to call it a day? I do want to call it a day. And I think that's going to be it for this stream. That's totally fine. I've had a wonderful time playing. Getting my blueprints fix is something I look forward to a little bit now. Hopefully I see you all next time. We had the cozy cottage this time, but that's all we're getting. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.